Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk about the different pens I like to use with my drawings. I'm going to start off with these three that I like to use with my Copics, and also talk about some gel pens that I like to use for special finishing touches. I'm going to start off with the one that I like the least, which I think is going to get some people riled up. It is the Sakura brand Pigma Micron pen. Right here. Can you see that? Focus, thank you. Jeez. Their logo is a sakura, which is a cherry blossom. And these are archival waterproof pens that are super popular with comic artists and illustrators. I use these because I like the different colors it comes in. This particular one is green. So the Micron ink, all of these inks on these pens are pigment inks, but Micron says specifically, if you can see that, maybe you can, maybe you can't, micro pigment ink for waterproof and fade proof fine lines. Sakura has a special formula that they use that they call a micro pigment ink. Now, a pigment ink means that it sits on top of the page that you're drawing on instead of seeping in like a dye ink, and dye inks are cheaper and they actually smear when used with watercolors or Copics. These pigment inks on these pens do not smear. You just have to give them time to dry, which I have trouble doing. The Microns come in different size tips. This one here is a size 8. The smallest tip that I've found readily available to me is a 005. I've heard that there's another size 003, but I've never seen it. These tips, I've always had trouble finding out what the size is in relation to the size on the cap. Here on the bottom of the barrel, towards the bottom of the pen barrel, it says 0.5 millimeter line, 0.50. So this size does not at all relate to this number, the 8 on the pen cap. These numbers come from technical pen sizes, which have no direct link to the millimeter size for tips, which is so much fun and useful, right? So the anatomy of this pen, so here's the barrel and here's the cap. The cap clicks on securely, and the pen clip here is metal, which is nice and durable. The tip here, size 8 is the biggest size, and size 005 is the smallest. The reason why I don't like using these pens is I must be terribly rough with them. I tend to break these very easily, and the pens also tend to dry out very fast for me. So I don't have very many of these, but I like that the ink is colored. I like using, this one is green. This one is pink. It's an 05, if you can see that. I have a purple one here somewhere, but my daughter must have ran away with it. But not all colors are available in all the tip sizes, so I think the 005s, the smallest one, has all the colors, but not like 08 doesn't have all the colors. It's really weird. And they also have a brush pen, which is actually what I remember buying first years and years ago, because I was doing these bird drawings, and those are felt tipped and they do not last. I tore them up practically, scrubbing them on the paper, which is why I remember looking for a disposable or refillable brush pen, which led to this. This is my second favorite pen to use with drawing. This is the Pentel Pocket Brush pen. Also I'll have affiliate links affiliate? Yes, that's the right word. Affiliate links down in the description below. Also, if my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm still sick. I still have a cough, and my voice is still a little gravelly, and I'm still a little under the weather. Anyways, Pentel Pocket Brush pen is the next one, which is made by Pentel. It's also pigment-based ink, and the tip, which I don't know if you can tell, is not felt. It's bristles, synthetic bristles, which are super durable and do not fray or wear out when I'm using them, using the brush on paper. These pens, so this is the cap, which also has a metal clip here, are refillable with a cartridge. So I'm going to unscrew the barrel here. This is the cartridge. I'm not going to pop this off because it's going to leak all over the place, but this pops off and you can replace it with another ink cartridge. My husband says that you can, let me grab one here, I have one here. This is what they look like when they're empty. This is the hole at the this part has like a tip that you shove this in. I'm so professional, you guys. And the ink flows down into the bristles, and my husband says that you can refill this with ink, which I am going to do with, I think, purple ink once I find it. Find an ink that I like. This ink is a pigment ink that is also waterproof and fade proof and works perfect with Copics. This brush pen is not very precise. It's hard to control. It's a lot of fun to use, but it does not make super precise lines. For me anyway, I'm still learning how to use it. It has beautiful deep blacks, and if I can find an example, my latest one, I inked this. Oh, hold on. So this one was inked with a purple micron. I was playing around with the idea of inking my comic in purple, and I nixed it because I didn't really like the way it looked. Where is it? Where is the werewolf I did? There it is. This is Ray, his werewolf form, and I did the inking with the brush pen. The lines do get sort of fine on his teeth here, but certainly not as fine as the microns. So that's that. Where am I going to put this? And my favorite pen here, which I actually use the most. So I start off with the microns, and then before I was inking comics and doing a lot of figure work, I moved on to a brush pen, and I still wanted a fine liner, which is what these are called, a fine liner for detailed work, precise, easy lines. And that's where I discovered the Faber-Castell. Who says Faber? Faber-Castell Pitt pens, which use an India ink. It's an all plastic barrel, plastic tip, plastic clip, waterproof. These tips I think are much more durable than the microns. The microns, I've broken the tips, I've pushed the little pigmented part into the metal barrel here. These, I've not broken a single one. I buy them in these packs, which are the big, I think they call them wallets. This has 8 different pens. Pigmented ink, waterproof, permanent, 8 nibs, XS, which is extra small, which is S, F, which is fine, I think, M is medium, B is brush, SB is soft brush. I thought it was small brush at first, but it's soft brush. SC is soft chisel, and then 1.5 millimeter bullet nib. So I haven't opened this. I just bought this to replace a couple of my pens that have run out of ink. You see those? Focus, thank you. 1.5 over here. I'm gonna let's start from left to right. XS, S, F, M, B, S, C, S, B, and 1.5. 1,5? That must be a European thing. I should have done research, but these are made in Europe, or the Faber-Castell is a European brand, made in Germany. If you can see that. I buy them in wallets or packs because they're cheaper. You can get them single if you want. I get them like this from a craft store and use a coupon. Might be cheaper in the affiliate link below. The problem with these is where the microns come in a bunch of fun colors, maybe not necessarily with all the tips. These do not. I think that they're releasing more colors. I recently saw that they have a metallic pen and some new white pens and new colored fine liners, but still kind of limited, I think. I will have to check it out and come back with an updated video, but I wish that they came in all these colors. Like they have the brush pen, which I'm not a fan of felt brush tip pens, which is what these are. These are felt. They have these ones in all kinds of colors. I will show you. This is my colored pencil bag where I keep my colored pencils, and they have all of these. These are all Pitt pens and all these pretty colors. These are all brush pens, not well, so this is a fine liner. They have the fine liners in sepia brown, dark sepia, and what is this one? Indian red? No. Brown and sepia. Which is like a reddish brown, but this pretty green, this would be nice in a fine liner. Maybe not yellow, but this blue. I don't know where my purple one is. I do have these watercolor pencils, but that's a different video. It'd be great if these came in fine liners. Bye-bye colored pencils. So those are my pen choices for Copics. I ink before I lay down colors, just because it's usually, the black line is usually the darkest value on my drawing, and I've found that doing the inking first helps with deciding on what values to use for or with my Copics. So those are the inking pens, and at the end I finish with mostly Sakura jelly rolls. So I use the white for highlights, and sometimes I use the metallic ink pens as well. I use gold and silver. I do kind of want to get the copper because it looks kind of like rose gold, but I use these so rarely. And that's it. These are the pens that I use with my art. I will eventually, most likely, start using a dip pen, because while I do love the convenience of these fine liners, they are disposable, and I do not like that they are disposable. I like that this is refillable, even though the cartridge itself is disposable, but at least you get to refill it. These are disposable. I have tried the Copic refillable pens. Did not care for them. They're not the cheapest. They are a little complicated for me. A dip pen with a nib seems like where I'm gonna wind up in the end with my work. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about these pens or suggestions on what I should try next with pens, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys again, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful day wherever you are. Bye! Alrighty, here is a link to my last video. If you'd like to support the channel, please head on over to my Ko-fi page with the link down below. It's ko-fi.com/RoseHellenArt. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really, really appreciate all the support. Thank you guys.